In the summer of 2019, a former inmate was arrested on a misdemeanor charge at the Sonoma County Jail. This was the same inmate that was arrested before on a false misdemeanor charge of 2018, while she was living in a caregiving agency. That case was dismissed to kick her out on the streets. This was a part of our previous story, A Guardian's Revenge. The inmate, now released, spoke in vivid details about how she was treated unfairly by the Sonoma County Jail mental health employees on the MH unit. This is all because she wanted to be in a jail mod mixed with males and females. Being with mixed gender in jail may seem unreal, but not in Sonoma County's main jail.
Both male and female inmates are housed in the mental health module.
The county in its abolishing conservatorship held accountability for messing around with the inmate's mentality and her heterosensuality. They forced her into a locked facility where she suffered trauma of human trafficking, living under the LGBTQ cult, as she was abused on LPS conservatorship through Sonoma County. Her glory and freedom was stripped. Conservatorship in general has caused serious gender dysfunctions, among some conservatees, as a form of deprivation. The county knows that the program she's in teaches sex education, as a smear campaign, while everybody else is having fun. We know she has lack of carnal knowledge and she doesn't understand what love is, because she's never experienced love. If she has a man in her life that loves her, then her aggressiveness would fade away. Consequently, the inmate became a victim of Sonoma County Behavioral Health System's abdicated authority under the care of coercive LPS conservatorship. She was psychologically masterminded into the traps through the county's betrayal loopholes to qualify for housing services, as their motive to get her permanently conserved, in the future. Her services gave her free housing through the city of Santa Rosa, at an extremely young age, to analyze her personal life. These were not low-income housing.
Those are some nice apartments in Santa Rosa.
As a high-functioning individual, her advanced independent skills were very remarkable, but her boundaries brought safety concerns, fully enabling her vulnerability. This was a way for her to be undermined and manipulated by the county officials, as a woman of slavery. She could be wrongfully committed to a state hospital, as a form of cruel and unusual punishment from the county's judicial system.
That's just inhumane.
At this time, it is proven that Sonoma County was not the best placement. It breaks her heart that she could not be a part of her hometown in a positive manner. She has family in the county. The family's housing and sensuality has caused chronic tension among them. The family is carnaged and are estranged to one another, claiming that they are not related to each other just to start drama. Now, listen to her mother speak.
I don't need to lie to get out of the records. I don't need to lie to freaking get out of jail. I don't need to lie with the judge. I don't need to be a liar. And I'm not a provoker. But I'm the one that tells the truth. I don't antagonize people.
Like out of his house.
Oh, whatever. You're just freaking making up all kinds of because you're paranoid about that girl downstairs. What is she going to do? You want to know about because they're paranoid about freaking the neighbor downstairs.
What? No.
You're paranoid about the new worker.
New worker? What?
Well, you said that some new lady was working for somebody downstairs. Yogi?
I wanted to, look out for my safety. I don't want my safety to go down,
You
don't know who you can trust out there.
Listen, if you're a liar and you freaking cheat and you steal, you're going to get your beat by somebody that's going to come along and freaking make it worse for you. But if you keep doing the right thing, you ain't going to win. If somebody tore the freaking teeth out of your mouth, you would make it. Because you're so freaking materialistic and everything that you would cry about missing teeth. Like, oh, nobody's going to like me because of my teeth. What kind of people do you want to like you for what you have and a mouthful of teeth? They cannot smart enough to figure out who you are on the inside. I'm already going through this a lot freaking heavier than you are and everything, and I've got missing teeth, I got broken wrists, so you better calm your own down. 3 months, but she's going to stay here for 6 to 9 months. Dad's a criminal attorney here in Santa Rosa. He made his bike all the way from the road in the rain. And his dad, being a lawyer, couldn't get a car. And when he had to live with him, he had to pay full rent. That is not all. He said, this is the way you're going to get through. And then he had to get a job up on top of that and pay for his school book. Because his dad wasn't going to pay for that. Dad, if I can live here, Dad, and not pay any rent and everything, I would have a fancier car. Well, his dad goes, nope, you're going to pay full rent just like anybody else. I'm a lawyer. I'm not going to go down and give you a car and be a handout. It's like, okay, all right, you paid rent. He doesn't believe in going to the government, getting your teeth fixed. You know what I'm saying? He'll let his teeth rot before he goes to the government and gets his teeth fixed. And guess what they're going after? They're going after the boy that rode his bike all the way to freaking Santa Rosa JC, bought his own drugs from his job, and had to pay his dad full rent and everything to live there. He was not giving him no freaking way out. And look where he's at now. And they do not give a shit about the little boy that grew up and earned everything that he had. They don't care. They get their power by cheating and lying. Nikki said hi. Stay away from Johnny. Johnny? Yeah. Johnny is my daughter? No. My daughter. Oh, sorry.
Man. She was enraged that her daughter had housing. No wonder why there was betrayal. This inmate is one of those individuals who has repeatedly experienced legal abuse through Sonoma County. In her case, it is very understandable for her to report such intense fears from her legal process. This was mistaken as persecutory delusions, by examining the nature of her trauma from her past negative experiences, forming symptoms of acute post-traumatic stress. Prior to the inmate's arrest of July 2019, she was discharged from Sierra Vista Hospital on a false psychiatric hold, in Sacramento last month of June. In the city of Santa Rosa, she tried to file a civil settlement, then went to a local press Democrat to report violations against Sonoma County behavioral health and the damages they've done to her. When she came back to Sonoma County, she did not receive any legal assistance, after she suffered a traumatic fracture of her left arm, at Sierra Vista Hospital, in May 2019. Nobody would assist her, not even patients' rights, due to a delusional refusal rejected by others. In Santa Rosa, she did get her cast removed without any communication from Sacramento's orthopedics during her alibi, before her arrest in July. The Sonoma County Jail Medical was examining the inmate's left arm, per inmate's request. They took x-rays and found a fracture that healed improperly. They had successfully scheduled 2 appointments for the inmate, outside of the county jail, under supervision from one of the jail deputies. Even though she has to live with the damages, she uses radical acceptances, to accept what happened. The inmate reported to the Sonoma County Jail that her next-door neighbors, taking care of their residences, had her placed on a false 5150 hold. The Santa Rosa ED transported her to a psychiatric hospital, in Sacramento. During her hospitalization, there was a provocative dispute where she was being subdued by Sierra Vista Hospital employees. They had busted her left elbow in the presence of a room, without a camera.
Sierra Vista, it's got a lot of nice people, got good local government officials working so hard for the people of Sierra Vista. Oh yeah. Everybody in Sierra Vista is a nice person. La 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 la.
Her psychiatrist did not care and was extremely rude, over-medicating his patient. There are proof of documents we have from Sacramento. Sonoma County denied that she fell and broke her arm somewhere else. Reports indicated that the inmate's neighbors got mad because she did not fall off her balcony at the time it was broken. One of her neighbors mentioned that their resident fell off their balcony and broke her hip, a long time ago. They felt it was an unfair situation.
Just because my resident went through this doesn't mean you can live a perfect life.
Currently, this was a safety hazard that maintenance failed to repair, at her rented apartment. They were also told numerous times to fix a hole at the bottom of her front door. They repaired the balcony after she left the complex. We have some photographs as proof of information. This was reported as housing premises liability, false imprisonment causing an intentional injury and a confiscating matter, having to do with housing issues, from others. Since there were no justice, the altercation increasingly got worse over time. Sonoma County and the city of Santa Rosa is still held accountable for the damages they've done. Shortly before the coronavirus pandemic, the Sonoma County Jail provided the inmate with a document to sign, in the month of September 2019. Her services forced the inmate to terminate her lease agreement with her current apartment. This was due to a financial problem that could have led up to a serious lawsuit against Santa Rosa. The county and the city is afraid to take responsibility for any liable nuisance victimizations. Instead, they are misusing LPS conservatorship as a tool to avoid legal complications by disguising their own corruption. By the end of 2019, her services used her funds for an unknown burial insurance package. They believed that she might suffer a medical emergency at a young age, due to the amount of abuse and trauma. This whole COVID-19 destroyed her current welfare services, prompting a tricky LPS conservatorship case, through Sonoma's court. There were several ways to problem-solve ideas to this solution, but her civil rights were repeatedly violated. In relation, it is potentially illegal to force an eviction on jail inmates. The inmate's previous housing was unsecured, unable to afford any security protections. The curfew brought security concerns, because she was too busy hanging out with her Sonoma County jail buddies. She had faced unsafe living situations as a victim of criminal nuisance violations, prompting contact with the policing agency, to report criminal activity. There were also some evidences of Munchausen syndrome, by proxy causing multiple hospitalizations. At some point, she was under a substance intoxication, inducing paralyzation, in which law enforcement was involved to contact emergency. Her medical record revealed that she was falsely abusing illicit drugs. She invited her mom to her residence, before all this happened. When law enforcement was involved, they repeatedly told the resident,
"You need to protect yourself by installing your own security protection, so we can see what's going on."
They could not do anything, violating her civil rights as a tenant, to make her look crazy. When she was independently taking care of her errands, she had herself under surveillance, due to odd approach from other strangers. The policing agency through Sonoma County was caught on tape, responding to a false report, claiming that she was missing, not once but twice. In the recording, there was a psychiatric diagnosis that the victim said against the people that reported her as missing.
That's an email. I just need to confirm she's not missing. Clear. Okay. Here's the thing. Okay. Sometimes people will people just for various reasons. You may not be just. Someone said they thought I saw a poster of you that someone was looking for you. That you
Maybe they have
Okay. Here's the thing. If you're not missing, I'll send you on your way here real soon. So I'm just waiting to hear. Okay? I'll get you on your way. So if there's confusion, I apologize for that.
Is there confusion?
Well, I'll tell you in a minute. Okay. I'm going to make sure you're not missing person. And if you're not, then obviously someone was confused.
Okay.
And I offer my apologies, okay?
Yeah.
So we just need to make sure, okay?
Okay.
And then you're out of here.
Yeah.
All right.
It seems like the people in Sonoma County has made false police reports, towards the victim. Now, if something ever does happen, they might not take it seriously. It became very acknowledgeable that this inmate was confirmed as a victim of gang stalking. After she vacated her apartments, in Santa Rosa, one of the complex enhanced their property premises, then all of a sudden there has been major criminal activities, not related. One of her neighbors that she had problems with, suffered vandalism, and there was a drunk driver that crashed into the front of the apartment, backing out, crashing into other vehicles that were parked on the right side near the complex. She called her other apartment, asking for her personal belongings. Coincidentally, there was a massive shooting near her old apartment afterwards. Some vehicles were damaged and someone got wounded. Following the same day, somebody else got wounded downtown Santa Rosa, somehow not related. A suspected criminal challenged law enforcement that the things he did during different times of the same day were reported as not related. This sounds totally unsafe. Some of these individuals were booked inside the Sonoma County Jail, charged with felonies. Her services sit there and pay for her expensive housing, and they take everything away from her to start a confrontation.
What do you want me to do about it? Burn her house down?
Based on this housing dispute, the reason why she's conserved is because they claim that she lives in a simple world, making neighbors her enemies. 3 years after the conservatee's arrest of 2019, she knew something was not right. She independently filed a disclosure of her medical records to all of the California mental health agencies. She also contacted Sonoma County Jail's WellPath Record Department, due to the fact that she got her left elbow examined inside the county jail. The county jail's record department could not retrieve her older charts through their system. Our media had permission to review the conservatee's assessments from the Sonoma County Jail and other healthcare agencies. Her healthcare documents revealed evidence of professional negligence and defamation. Upon reviewing the conservatee's assessments from the county jail, her medical intake is accurate. However, the conservatee's mental health assessments were neutral, in disguise. This means some of her mental health records mostly had inaccurate and slanderous information, provided by the county jail behavioral health clinicians. She is currently having problems with multiple ER hospitals through Sonoma County. She is not the only victim going through this. There was a family of a loved one that filed a malpractice suit against the Santa Rosa ED Hospital in April 2019. If you suspect that a family member might be experiencing the same, the best advice is to collect their medical and court documents to see what's going on. Following the conservatee's LPS conservatorship trial on appeal, the Sonoma County's court reporter was caught transcribing false comments through a direct examination. The court reporter falsely put words in the conservatee's mouth, "After I found out my dad shot himself in the head, in Santa Rosa, phonetic." That was not nice for the court reporter to do that. We don't think the system should be jibber-jabbing in court about the conservatee's housing problem.
What do you want me to do about it? Burn her house down?
Now, the court reporter in Sonoma County is typing false information on her court documents, without her appearance. This is because she is related to a family, whose father was a carpenter, going through his own problems. The county is too busy victimizing his daughter. They are attempting to turn her into a gravely disabled conservatee. We knew she already takes care of herself way before she got conserved. The Court of Appeal asked the judge if the appellant could file a supplemental brief, due to the reason there were no arguable issues found. Because the doctor stated that the conservatee is beyond delusional, she was denied the opportunity to file a supplemental brief. Instead, this case turned into a media production.
Have you mentioned this short documentary to any of the authorities or any of the psychiatrists or the clinicians or the peer support? And if you have, do they think you're nuts? Or they think you're lying? Or they think you're delusional?
Yeah, they do.
But you're not. My psychiatrist said I was delusional because I said I was a talk show host. and here we are on the air. So I'm not delusional.
The conservatee is seen in Sonoma County's court calm, quiet and well-mannered, presenting her written testimony. She is dressed casually, wearing a money top, as a financial subliminal message. This is a sign that she should consider a lawsuit against the county. Currently, she is facing legal issues with the county's doctor. This doctor has said things under oath through the court transcripts and later said things that were opposite to a different judge. Now, there is a contradiction, based upon the conservatee's grave disability. At this time, the conservatee has a fear to terminate her LPS conservatorship, due to past experiences of being manipulated and psychologically abused, by certain caregivers who has thrown her back on conservatorship. Her last conservatorship was terminated and she was reconserved with a different case number. The Sonoma County authorities did not like her previous case number that had 777 in it, and she met someone famous in her Santa Rosa board and care, years ago. That still does not give them the right to manipulate her back on LPS conservatorship. When the conservatee is on conservatorship, the least restrictive placement is a board and care and the most intensive placement is a state hospital. This is a way for her caregivers to obtain psychological control and to abuse their power, to get her permanently committed to a state hospital, through LPS conservatorship.
I'm going to psychologically have you removed to a state hospital, right now. I don't have a straitjacket on, permanently in a room by yourself with foam walls, with no windows.
This is very dangerous to the conservatee's well-being. This was a never-ending battle, between the conservatee and the Sonoma County's legal system, for many years. This means the conservatee is legally trapped against her will and she's afraid to move on. Let's say, if the conservatee does decide to terminate her conservatorship, how will her caregivers respond? A loss of significant caregiving control may cause tension, possibly leading up to false imprisonment and causing her to be reconserved again. They've been performing excessive mental health evaluations, clearly used as a science experiment to improve their psychiatric systems, as a prisoner of war. The question that other people wondered, why would an individual, like her go through such severe trauma? Some of the Sonoma County authorities already knew, while others found out that this Sonoma County resident was exploited by fame at several points throughout her life. She was also exploited through the county mental health services and the justice system. They knew she met some famous people in the past. They didn't care who she met in person, the county continued to take advantage of her. It was just to help them all gain money, power, and fame over her. The Sonoma County resident was a student from Sherwood Middle School's Bridge program, in Sherwood, Oregon, in the early 2000s. At that time, she met a famous TV host actor, Ty Pennington, in person. Ty Pennington traveled from Los Angeles, California up to the state of Oregon to do some homework and visit some grade school students. The families of these middle school students did not receive any notifications that Mr. Pennington would be visiting their portable classroom. It was a tragic surprise for their students to be exploited on camera as Mr. Pennington performed a speech about his ADHD and suddenly leaves. After this visitation with Ty Pennington, the teachers were grooming their students into Michael Jackson. Aha! This makes a lot of people angry. This visitation was never reported to the media, recently causing a permanent shutdown to the original location of Sherwood Middle School, during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Sherwood School District relocated Sherwood Middle School. They want to forsaken what happened at this grade school, to keep this as a mystery. In a similar situation, online news documentations revealed a Salem, Oregon grade school district, whose students were confirmed that they met Ty Pennington in person and used his financial donations to remodel parts of their school. In this tragedy, Sherwood Middle School was never reported to the news. A little information was revealed in 2008, but was kept very discreet. If there were to be a forensic investigation, only high-status government agencies can retrieve old broadcasted media through electronic telecommunications to find out what happened at Sherwood Middle School, involving Ty Pennington. There are a lot of dangers within this complication that could lead up to the students' damages of their future. After these grade school students had met Ty Pennington, it is believed that those individuals have been exploited through the pseudoscience of psychiatry. They were forced to undergo excessive psychological evaluations by numerous psychologists while others were permanently conserved. They were also diagnosed with at least every mental disorder you can think of. This is so that their psychiatrists can use the diagnosis at a later date, if not then they move on to the next disorder. The same thing happened to this Sonoma County resident. They truly don't know what's wrong with her. Her services stated it is unclear which diagnoses are appropriate. She became a hypochondria, involving mental illnesses. Back in 2007, the LAPD in Los Angeles, California jailed Ty Pennington on a DUI charge, as he yelled to officers.
The house is for retired people.
Why would you run?
What?
Stay calm.
What?
Why would you run?
I wasn't running. I wasn't running. What?
That's felony evasion, sir. Plus the DUI.
I'm not drinking.
Listen, just take it easy.
Move that, boss!
Mr. Pennington moved from California all the way to New York, into another apartment. He was living in an apartment on Wilshire Boulevard, in Los Angeles, coincidentally 9 minutes away from Evan Chandler's past employment from the Beverly Hills Dentistry. In the Extreme Makeover Home Edition episodes, a few dancers were dancing like Michael Jackson. After the bus moved, there was a female Michael Jackson fan who was dancing to the song Beat It. On top of this whole mess, the Sonoma County resident independently became a film sponsor, in the credits of a short film, A Prisoner of Fame, by Elbow Grease Productions, located in Sherman Oaks, Los Angeles, California. This film is based on healthcare propaganda about Jack London aka Michael Jackson who implements a plan to fake his death. The film director Pearl Jr., known as an independent investigative journalist, magically reached out to her, while she was living independently, in Sonoma County. The two had communicated about the film, during October 2018. At the beginning of January 2019, she donated money to Elbow Grease Productions, to get her name imported into the credits of their short film. Later that January she was confirmed to be in the credits. In the movie, she understands the meaning of the background, through her own view. She easily got the opportunity because she met Ty Pennington, years ago. This happened before she got conserved. It was a perfect timing, before her doctor mentally diagnosed her. Her journey through the film industry drove other residents in Sonoma County angry and envious.
I see her name in the credits of A Prisoner of Fame. I'm serious, her name is in the credits.
Her caregivers are having a problem and have been confiscating material sent from Pearl Jr. to their client. The short film has created tension between her caregivers. Elbow Grease Productions released the short film A Prisoner of Fame, in June 2019. The production company produced and sold a number of limited copies on DVD and sold copies digitally, nationwide confirmed through some video apps. Shortly before Elbow Grease Productions published A Prisoner of Fame, Leaving Neverland started an altercation on behalf of the Michael Jackson estate, in April 2019. While all of this was happening during the same year, the Sonoma County resident was trapped in Sacramento, Sierra Vista Hospital, on a bogus psychiatric hold, where she was injured by a mental health worker, as a form of punishment. Sonoma County avoided a lawsuit, by misusing LPS conservatorship. This might be plotting against the estate, without anybody knowing. This all traces back to her old caregivers for them to start drama, with her biological family. We can easily see that they started something with her dad, Mr. Mackenzie, in Santa Rosa, which drove him to his demise. We believe all this happened because the coronavirus was going around. This would not have happened if a lawsuit was filed. While her family multiplies, we would like to see them file a lawsuit someday. Oh, man. I was born into this mess. This film Prisoner of Fame looks as if somebody had bought something from her great-grandmother's daughter after she went into a nursing home in Oregon. Her great-grandmother passed away in her nursing home in April 2019. Her great-grandmother's daughter put everything up for sale through a garage sale and online. The same alarm clock was in the prisoner's home. The background scenery is easily seen through different places, resembling the prisoner's homes. One of the actors was thankful that the closet mirror was not shattered. The question begs the next question: why would a Sacramento psychiatric facility intentionally break their patient's elbow? In the year of 2020, online researchers did some basic exploration collecting documentations. The Sonoma County resident's father, now deceased, started an employment through Sacramento's manufacturing company, after his daughter was born in 1991. At the same manufacturing company they have identified another deceased man, Evan Robert Chandler, who started an employment way back in 1989, through the company. At those times, her mother was living at the Holiday Apartments on Ventura Avenue, in Santa Rosa. Somehow in October 1991, the Sonoma County main jail was built behind the Holiday Apartments. Her mother was evicted from the apartment complex in 1992, during the same time she was dating a highly educated criminal attorney, who is now deceased. Her first incarceration at the county jail was in 1993 for a DUI charge, where she was put on probation. During the same year Evan Chandler had problems with the legal system, in regards to his employment. In February 1993, her mother's son was born. She was homeless for a while, in Santa Rosa, then decided to rent the Pioneer 2000 apartments, in 1994. She decompensated and was incarcerated again on another DUI charge and was put on probation, in 2003. She was evicted from her apartments. In the near future, her daughter flew back to her hometown, in Sonoma County. Her family's relationship turned into a nightmare. They found her incarcerated at the county jail, in 2011. Then they trapped her into the system. The county sheriff's department had produced old media about the Sonoma County main jail, under Black Tie Productions, uploaded in 2011. That film production prompted our investigative journalism production. This journalism brought viewers' attention, producing another short film, A Prisoner of Fame, by Elbow Grease Productions. This county jail became one of the state-of-the-art detention facilities, in California. Wake up! The Sonoma County resident met Ty Pennington. We don't think the doctors understand. She's walking around like a one-armed bandit. Her left arm might be worth millions. They want to lock her up, so the employees can enjoy their occupation and hush the victim through a psychiatrist. Shh! This is why you should not move to Sonoma County. There might be a new history to be discovered in Sonoma County. The street names in the city of Santa Rosa has a strong meaning. After all these years, the town had an extreme makeover and Sears went out of business and changed into a furniture store. Nowadays, people are afraid to reveal a new history, which is very understandable. If a lot of viewers found out about this enraged situation, the slight of chances might exist for a spiteful awakening of the near future.